You look at the roles as you've clearly stipulated, and I'm looking at the promises that were given to Kenyans 2022 and the responsibility then of Parliament to ensure that these promises are actually implemented or are delivered to the people, because at that point, you as Mbui are speaking to the people of Kathiani, and these are individuals who look upon you to ensure that these things are actually delivered. That when you get to Parliament as members of Parliament, it is no longer about we are pro-government. You are members of Parliament who are supposed to ensure that citizens of the Republic get services, get the job done. But that's not the story, though.
Well, I'll say that where the problem is when members don't understand their roles clearly. Mm-hmm. Because you see, the executive, members of Parliament are not the ones that do implementation, and they are also not the ones that do the expenditure. Members of Parliament are supposed to oversight. So our work is to even your promises. You told us you will do 1, 2, 3. So it's a responsibility of members of Parliament to hold you to account to what you said. Now, for example, the current regime, and it's important to talk about the regime in office because it's the easiest example. Now, when they were vying, and I just said, they told us that Mama Mboga will be uplifted. I would like them to show me how they have done it, because they told us they'll put money in our pockets. But the first thing they did is actually with the first finance bill in 2023 was to actually take money out of people's pockets. So when you say one thing and do another, clearly that goes against the expectation of the public. Now, members of Parliament, unfortunately, some get caught in this matter of saying that I am part of government because I am elected on a UDA ticket, and UDA is forming government. So you believe that your responsibility is to do everything that the executive tells you to do. Yes. But actually, all of us as Parliament, whether in the majority or in the minority, our role is actually to oversight together. So if there is a minister that is not doing their job, when we start questioning them, it's a responsibility of every member to actually allow that questioning so that we can get answers on behalf of the people that we represent. Several times I've asked certain questions. I remember in about a year or two ago, actually 2024. I remember asking a question to the CS for education, whether they were prepared for the CBE system that was going to grade 9.
Yes.
Because in 2020, the first grade 9 was in 2025.
Yes.
So in 2024, I asked this question: are we ready? Do we have the classrooms for grade 9? Do we have the lab? Because we require to have a lab in junior secondary so that we can be able to transition. And the CS came to Parliament and of course I would say he lied, because he said they were ready. It's almost 2 years later, we still have that problem. I travel in the constituency, everywhere I go, I'm told, oh, Mheshimiwa, we need a lab, please organize so that we can get a lab done. We need an extra class. It's a problem up to now. Now, it is the role of every member, at the time when I asked such a question, that every member can contribute and say, look, we have a problem even in our own regions where we come from. But what happens is that because you're elected on a UDA ticket and UDA has formed government, you think your responsibility is to defend the CS. So when we are asking those hard questions, there will also be members defending and attempting to answer on behalf of the CSs. I think that's where the problem is. That's where the tragedy is.